All right, Betsy, it is Friday, finally.
What a week.
Yes, what a week. And you've had a couple of busy days in the Weather Center.
Yeah, we have. Actually, I keep having to remind myself, like, Monday was the eclipse.
That's right. That was this week.
It was this week.
It seems like it was
I thought about
much longer.
Yeah, it does. It's like it's been such a long week, but what a beautiful week it has been, right? And today was the day that, you know, we kind of paid for things a little bit. Yeah, we've got some rain, we have some wind, but it's all going to get better as we head through the weekend. So that is definitely some good news. Let's take a look at this forecast. We have seen peak wind gusts at 52 miles per hour just clocked within the last hour in downtown Cleveland. Keep in mind, the peak wind gusts are happening now. We will see the wind gust speeds coming down over the next few hours as the rain, unfortunately, continues to come down from many locations. Temperatures are going to hold relatively steady in the mid-40s, but it does look like our wind will slowly subside this evening. And by slowly subside, I mean our peak wind gusts at 50-plus potential will become 45-plus potential, and then 40-plus potential overnight. So we still have a very windy night that is on tap. That's why the wind advisory continues overnight for much of the area. Here's a look at where the highest wind gusts are being recorded, still closer to the lakeshore and west. 35-mile-per-hour gust in Mansfield, top of the hour, 41 for Elyria, 44 at the Cuyahoga County Airport on the east side. All of us staying with this wind tonight, but these winds are starting to bring us drier air at this point. So it's a nice beneficial push of dry air that is finally getting into downtown Cleveland, finally starting to move the rain out of Medina and areas farther west toward Mansfield. That is slowly going to continue to try to push the rain out of our eastern counties, but the problem is just above the surface, we have a northwesterly wind, and I think that may start to bring in the idea that we're going to have a little bit of lake enhancement that locks the rain in for a little bit longer before we finally start to see some appreciable clearing later on tonight. The dry air is slowly but surely infiltrating the Buckeye State, but you can see kind of where this moisture stream starts way north of us and comes right into our eastern counties. So I have a feeling that this is a big lake enhancement band that we are not going to be getting rid of anytime soon. So at this point, little adjustment to the forecast that areas west of 77 will start to see drier conditions, but east, we're going to hold on to those rain showers. The good news is the overall storm system that caused all the problems is slowly shifting out to the northeast. So it will finally win out that we will have some drier air coming in. It's just going to take its sweet time. So big picture forecast first, the rain will slowly shift out of here and we will have some clouds stuck for tomorrow morning. But the good news is by afternoon, that's out of here. And we're going to switch things around by Sunday. Another storm system approaching us from the north will come in Sunday afternoon. And it doesn't look like we're going to have to contend with any rain until late afternoon into the evening. So this really opens up Sunday morning, Sunday midday, and Sunday early afternoon for your outdoor plans because it is also going to be very warm. And speaking of that warmth, once that cold front clears, we'll step back into the 60s from the 70s on Monday. But then things turn around once again. We will be treated to warm air that sweeps in here for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. It's not until later next week that cooler air starts to make its way back to us. So we've got a pretty mild looking forecast in the longer term. Still windy tonight. Temperatures in the 40s. The rain will be tapering off early for greater Cleveland. The rain is going to stick around though for our primary snowball areas, but it's rain. It's all rain. We have temperatures that are going to start tomorrow in those low 40s, and as the sun comes out, it's going to help us out quite a bit. We'll make it into the upper 50s, which is actually very seasonable for this time of the year, but those west winds are still going to be a little blustery. Here's your Union Home Mortgage forecast. After the 70s on Sunday, hopefully you have a chance to enjoy that. There's the 60s with partly cloudy skies expected Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that milder air is back, and so are rain and rumble chances that come with it. And by the end of next week, that cool air that's banked out in the western United States will begin to shift eastward. But remember, upper 50s is technically still average for this time of year. So it's just kind of a reality check.
Yeah, but definitely spring. No more drama there, it looks like. Well, perhaps.
We may have more to talk about later.
All right, stay tuned, as they say. Thanks, Betsy.
Yep.